friends, welcome back to the garden. If you are looking for super simple, easy steps on how to get your garlic in the ground, stay tuned because I've got it all. Here we go. When you go to purchase garlic, I always recommend that you go to your nursery. If you try to plant garlic from the store, oftentimes it is treated with an inhibitor and it will not produce a proper clove of garlic. If you have ever gone to a garden center to pick up garlic for planting, you are going to notice two things on the tag. Some of them say Softneck, here we go, right there at the bottom. And some of them say Hardneck, right here. There are lots of pros and cons. I actually like to plant both, and here is why. With our Hardneck varieties, you actually get really robust, bigger cloves. You may not have as many, but they are bigger. In my opinion, you actually develop a lot more complex flavor with your Hardneck garlic. The other attribute to your Hardneck garlic is that you will grow what is called as a garlic scape. That is basically the flower stalk that comes out. When you are growing Hardneck garlic, you do want to actually clip this part off to encourage bulb growth. Now the bonus there is you actually get to enjoy those scapes. There's tons of beautiful recipes. There's garlic scape pesto. You can grill them, you can chop them up and put them in a salad. It's fantastic. This is a Softneck garlic variety. It's called Transylvania. Now, this, unlike its Hardneck counterpart, it actually, you can see right here, this has a soft neck. Now, this is more oftentimes what you actually see in the grocery store. And one of those reasons is because it stores very, very well. This is what I use when I do beautiful garlic braids. It's a lovely producer, just a surefire winner, in my opinion. This is something that you can plant in a very wide range of climates. It is not as cold hardy as the Hardneck variety, but if you're living in California, somewhere in the South, this is a great variety for you. Now in my garden, I am in Seattle, which is zone 8. I usually treat it like a zone 7 because we have had some very cold winters recently. So I'm going to plant both, and I fall plant, which means these are going in the ground right around October 31st. I like to tell my kids a good way to remember this is you plant garlic to ward off vampires. Okay, as you prepare these garlic cloves for planting, you are going to go ahead and you can actually peel back the singular paper layer here. I usually don't. As you break it apart, you are going to notice with your Hardneck varieties, they're around this little singular stem here in the middle. This one is interesting. It has a little bit more than just the one row. So I go ahead and just pop it off and then break apart my clove. You're going to want to keep this papery covering in place. It protects the clove as it is growing and helps prevent rot in the ground. Okay, so let's break apart this Softneck. What you're gonna notice is that all of the cloves are really tightly packed in here, and you aren't just gonna have a singular row. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around one by one, popping these guys off, making sure, now you can remove this outer piece, but do not remove the paper from around each one of these cloves. Before going out into the garden, take a moment to write on your plant tags, especially as the weather turns cold and wet. Writing them with frozen fingers is ridiculously hard, and I want to be prepared to mark my rows as I go. This little tiny step helps me make that happen. Here I am using my favorite Hori Hori tool to mix in an organic fertilizer, not digging deep, but a light mix into the top 3 to 4 inches of soil. This helps not only add those nutrients, but make it much easier to plant each clove. What's awesome about this Hori Hori knife in particular is that it has measurements right on the blade. And as you can see, I am planting my garlic about 2 to 3 inches deep. I am spacing the cloves 6 inches apart right across each row. As you place the clove into the ground, think of it as a little arrow. The flat base goes down and the pointy end should point up towards the sky. I like to tell my kids it is an arrow telling you exactly what direction it would like to grow in. I mark each section as I go, and then I smooth the soil back into place. I've used a variety of plant tags throughout my decades of gardening, and I prefer this type for in-ground planting in my main garden. I find that with its height and angle to the label, it is much easier to move down the row and easily see what I have planted from a standing position. I'll find a link and pop it in the notes below. If you have a particularly cold climate, I would also add in a layer of mulch to protect it throughout the winter. But in my climate, I've had great success without this step. Last but not least, keep your cloves evenly moist until the ground freezes. We want these babies to send out roots and get on their way toward growth. Here in Seattle, we are actually expecting a giant storm to blow in, so I am not going to water it and risk oversaturating the soil. All right, friends, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, do the things. I would love to have you back. And if you're curious about how I made this little Halloween container, I'll put a link. A link will be somewhere. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye. Hey, friends, welcome back to the garlic. Oh my gosh.